Today we're reading A. Milne, When We Were Very Young, by Ernest H. Shepard. These are a collected work of poems by A. Milne. I want a soldier in a bisbee. I want a soldier to come by and play with me. I'd give him cream cakes, big ones, sugar ones. I'd give him cream cakes and cream for his tea. I want a soldier, a tall one, a red one. I want a soldier who plays on the drum. Daddy's going to get one. He's written to the shopman. Daddy's going to get one as soon as he can. I went into a house, and it wasn't a house. It had big steps and a great big hall, but it hasn't got a garden. A garden isn't like a house at all. I went into a house, and it wasn't a house. It has a big garden and a great hall, but it hasn't got a May tree. A May tree. It hasn't got a May tree. It isn't like a house at all.
It is a house.
I went into a house, and it wasn't a house. Slow white petals from the May tree fall, but it hasn't got a blackbird. A blackbird. It isn't like a house at all. I went into a house and thought it was a house. I could hear from the May tree the blackbird call.
That's a cow.
But nobody listened to it. Nobody liked it. Nobody wanted it at all.
That's a cow. Alright, turn the page.
6 brown cows walked down to drink. All the little fishes blew bubbles at the mayfly. Splash goes the first as he comes to the brink. Swish go the tails of the 5 who follow. 12 brown cows been drinking 3. All the little fishes went waggle tail. 6 from the water and 6 from the air. Up and down the river darts a blue-black swallow.
With a fish in it.
There once was a dormouse who lived in a bed of delphiniums blue and geraniums red. All the day long he'd a wonderful view of geraniums red and delphiniums blue. A doctor came hurrying round. He said, "Tut, tut, I'm sorry to find you in bed. Just say 99 while I look at your chest. Do you find that chrysanthemums answer the best?" The dormouse looked round at the view and replied, when he said 99, that he'd tried and tried, and much the most answering things he knew were geraniums red and delphiniums blue. The doctor stood frowning and shaking his head when he took up his shiny silk hat as he said, "What the patient requires is a change," and he went to see some chrysanthemums, people in Kent. The dormouse lay there, and he gazed at the view of geraniums red and delphiniums blue, and he knew there was nothing that he wanted instead of delphiniums blue and geraniums red. The doctor came back, and, to show what he meant, he had brought some chrysanthemums cuttings from Kent. "Now these," he remarked, "give a much better view than geraniums red and delphiniums blue." They took out their spades, and they dug up the bed of delphiniums blue and geraniums red, and they planted chrysanthemums yellow and white. "And now," said the doctor, "we'll soon have you right." The dormouse looked out, and he said with a sigh, "I suppose all these people know better than I. It was silly, perhaps, but I did like the view of geraniums red and delphiniums blue." The doctor came round and examined his chest. He ordered him nourishment, tonics, and rest. How very effective! He said as he shook the thermometer, "All these chrysanthemums look." The dormouse turned over to shut out the light. They sight. of endless chrysanthemums, yellow and white. How lovely, he thought, to be back in a bed of delphiniums blue and geraniums red. The doctor said, "Tut, it's another attack," and ordered him milk and massage of the back, and freedom from worry and drives in a car. How sweet your chrysanthemums are. The dormouse lay 3 with his paws to his eyes, and imagined himself such a pleasant surprise. I'll pretend the chrysanthemums turn to a bed of delphiniums blue and geraniums red.
You have them in my nose.
The doctor next morning was rubbing his hands and saying, there's nobody quite understands these cases as I do. The cure has begun. How fresh the chrysanthemums look in the sun. The dormouse lay happy. His eyes were so tight he could see no chrysanthemums, yellow or white. And all that he felt was at the back of his head were delphiniums blue and geraniums red.
5, 10.
And that is the reason, Aunt Emily said. If a dormouse gets in a chrysanthemum bed, you will find, so Aunt Emily says, that he lies fast asleep on his front with his paws to his eyes. The end. Well, that's all we're going to do for tonight.
No.
Yes. No. I know there are pages and pages, but that's all we're going to do for tonight. So say goodnight.
No.
Say goodnight.
No.
Good night, audience.
Good night.
All right, push the button. Push the stop button on top. No. Yeah.